Test, test. What's up, everybody? Can you hear me? I think you can. Bit of a mess there with these things and the show and technical issues. Not entirely sure what happened there, but on a bit of a roll there. Forget what we were talking about. No worries. I know you can't see me. We're still kind of just testing stuff here. I mean, I might jump into the show here in a moment. I mean, we're just it's kind of a test stream actually right now. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that, yo. Non-face VOD. Yeah, the ghost in the machine, Uncle Kaczynski. But where was I? I mean, what was I talking about? As we let Bill here mess around with the buttons, and I don't know what he's doing, but maybe we'll see if we can recreate the issue that happened. It might happen again, in fact. We might run into the very same issue in 10, 15, 20 minutes. That would be a good thing. We'll try and recreate it and see what the issue was there. That's why I kind of don't want to get into the show and keep you all here. I feel a little bad. But what was I talking about? It was that Lerner case, IRS targeting controversy. I didn't know about this. I didn't know about is it a bandwidth thing? I really don't know, guys. It might happen again in a few minutes here. If so, that would be a good thing. Do not be dismayed. It might very well happen again. Say again?
We should try some really high bandwidth.
Oh, you want to try something else?
We could try some like high bandwidth and see what happens. That'd probably be better.
Oh, hold on. I'm talking with Bill, y'all. I'm going to mute myself again. Sorry. My apologies. All right, appreciate you being with me. We'll do more American Anchor Baby tomorrow at 12. Apologies again. We're going to shut down and do some testing here, y'all. Just got a update here from...
If you want to just go, you can just go. We'll do this later.
Okay, okay, maybe we don't need to do that. I'm being informed by my engineer to just run the show. Hold on. Just run it. Okay. Where was that? Hold on, y'all. Little discombobulated. So, apologies if the issue arises again, as it might, like I was saying earlier. But, hold on. Sorry, guys. Hold on. All right, let's just jump in. If it happens, it happens. Let's run it. Okay, so I was talking about before our interlude here, I was talking about this case here with the IRS. Again, we'll just jump in. We'll do it live. Apologies. Hopefully we could just make it happen. If it happens, if the issue arises again, it happens. So be it. It's not happening right now. So the IRS targeted, that's basically what I'm saying, okay? It was that's essentially summarize the whole thing there. IRS was targeting conservatives during Obama years. This is Wikipedia says it's happened, okay? That's where I was, wasn't I? Lerner. We'll move on from that whole thing. Let's just move on. Trump versus the world. You heard it here. You already know. They're going after him. Okay, that was it. We'll just move on. Let's move on from the Trump thing. But of course, it's a big old witch hunt, and we gotta show up for our boy. That's kind of disrespectful. He's a grown man, definitely more than I. Okay, let's move on. I had something here about RFK, and I kind of forget exactly what I wanted to say about him. But it was this clip, and he's talking to Jordan Peterson. And you know Jordan Peterson. Anyways, Jordan Peterson talking to RFK Jr. RFK is kind of interesting. He's running for president. He's a presidential candidate. A Kennedy, a surviving Kennedy, having this conversation with Jordan Peterson, okay? And he went full on Alex Jones. He went all the way Alex Jones. I ain't calling him our man. Okay. And where was I? RFK, channeling Alex Jones in this interview with Jordan Peterson. And he's talking about the chemicals in the water. Okay? Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up.
I've seen the climate apocalypse use fear to induce something approximating the same kind of level of tyranny, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, oops. Hold on.
I've seen the climate apocalypse use fear to induce something approximating the same kind of level of tyranny, as far as I'm concerned, that characterized the vaccine lockdown. Help me sort that out and understand where you stand.
I see these huge levels of depression,
Don't laugh.
despair, loneliness in kids. And I don't think that there's a single cause to it. And I think blaming it on, depression about climate is probably oversimplistic. And in fact, I think a lot of the problems we see in kids, and particularly boys, it's probably underappreciated that how much of that is coming from chemical exposures, including a lot of the sexual dysphoria that we're seeing. They're swimming through a soup of toxic chemicals today, and many of those are endocrine disruptors. There's atrazine throughout our water supply.
Well,
atrazine, by the way, if you in a lab put atrazine in a tank full of frogs, it will chemically castrate and forcibly feminize every frog in there, and 10% of the frogs, the male frogs, will turn into fully viable females able to produce viable eggs. If it's doing that to frogs, it could. There's a lot of other evidence that it's doing it to human beings as well.
Well, chemicals in the we got chemicals in the water, and they're turning the frogs gay. I mean, he said it. RFK just Alex Jones did. Yeah, his voice kind of takes him out of any serious running. Seriously? I don't think I've heard that. I don't think I've heard anyone say that. But why does it feel kind of true? That's me, no? It feels kind of true. His voice kind of takes him out of any serious running. Judgmental America. Come on, America. I'm talking to you, America. I'm doing a little Bernie Mac. Where was I? Yeah, turning the frogs gay. He's talking about atrazine, that chemical in the water. But he mentioned a couple interesting things there too. Just in general, the youth, the youngins, the children and the youth, they're going through it, okay? They got issues. They're going through it. As many of us did when we were younger, as many do in life. But so in some ways it's no different. Yet evil grows every generation, and it seems like it. Sometimes it seems like the Zoomers, the youngins. I think the generation after the Zoomers is Generation Alpha. Is that a bit of a white pill? maybe. But sometimes it seems like, oh, they're lost. Sometimes we got a bit of a white. Sometimes we get hope with them. And I got a bit of a clip that maybe it's a white pill with the youngins, but he's describing the reality of anxiety and nervousness that young people are dealing with, having to turn to, well, RFK Jr. here is saying they're swimming through this soup of chemicals, hormone blocking chemicals and stuff that's in the water and other things that's resulting in behavior changes and the weakness and stuff we're seeing in them. But what he's describing is true. Now the chemicals and all that whole, I think it was like a Harvard study with atrazine and the chemicals in the frogs. That's a true study. But before even all that, okay, you can see that young people are turning to, I don't know, they got a lack of reality. They have a total lack of it. And they're finding comfort in things that emulate reality, okay? Games, VR, maybe not so much the VR. But these kids are subject to what we're all going through, okay? So yeah, the chemicals in the water is one thing. But their own reaction, I forget what I was going to say about this, honestly. It was kind of tied with something I was saying earlier. But you know what I'm saying here, right? I mean, right on, RFK, right? Bring it, saying it how it is. At the same time, it's not that, right? It's what is wrong? What is it? What is, they're in such a nebulous emotional state that young people are finding comfort in things like a transgender identity, going as far as surgeries and stuff, okay? It's a little bit more than, chemicals in the water. RFK, I'm bringing this up a little bit because, okay, he's an interesting guy. I think a couple of things he said about censorship and different things has brought interesting things to the table. But I feel like this is like a dunk moment for some people where he's like, oh, he's saying it how it is. And I'm not saying he's not. Shout out Alex Jones. He was commonly made fun of for the frogs are gay comment, which was, in my opinion, not merited. I mean, you can poke fun and make your jokes. That's fine. A lot of them are funny. But the derision to Alex Jones at the time was because of his bombastic way of saying that the chemicals in the water are making frogs gay. When you peel back the bombastic statement, it's not entirely. It's maybe not so accurate, but he's not entirely wrong, right? There was a study. It was a Harvard study, and you peel it back, it's a little bit more real. But I don't feel like this is a dunk moment. Okay, we kind of need a different kind of not a different kind of truth, but like the truth. And nobody's kind of out there saying, well, okay, how about the link between sexual dysphoria and mothers? How about that link? Let's talk about the links here. Let's you know what I mean? This is not so much of a big dunk for the truth, okay? Because I think even in this post here where I got this video from, this person here, who I'm sure is a patriot, is a fine person, Sovereign Bra on Twitter, don't really know him. Not an attack, but he's saying Kennedy explaining the link between chemicals in our water supply and the sexual dysphoria in our youth. Based, mark my words, this man will shift the Overton window, America. And he may in fact already be doing that. If you don't know what the Overton window is, it's a, what is it fair to call it, a political theory on what is allowed discourse, political discourse, or in general in a country or in America, in a society, is known as the Overton window. What is generally viewed as approved discourse, what you're allowed to argue about. Some things is just, well, you can't even bring that up. And he may very well be doing that, but let's talk about the real, you know what I mean? Where's the real dunk is, let's talk about the link between sexual dysphoria and mothers, and or gay people emulating the spirit of their mothers, or all these trannies are just trying to get their kinks fulfilled. That's more mine. That's more mine, a little bit more shallow than anger and the deeper stuff. But okay, whatever. Let's move on. Let's move on. Is that everything? Let's move on. That's whatever. Can't quite remember. Where was I going with that? We're running. Hey, we're doing it live. We're running this show. Speaking of this frogs turning gay and stuff, there's another gay thing happening here. The gay flag at the Gaylord Hotel. We're saying gay a lot on this show today, but there is look. Some of those gays that I just blasted off, some of those G words I just blasted off, had nothing to do with the gross stuff. Okay, I'm talking about the Gaylord Hotel, the Gaylord Texan Resort in Grapevine near Dallas. And there was a little bit of a fiasco, a little bit of a what's it called? Is it purity spiraling? Is it infighting? Conservative infighting, because a pride flag was spotted at a Turning Point USA event, which sparked MAGA fury. The fury of MAGA. Hell hath no fury like a MAGA scorned. Leading figures in the conservative movement expressed their anger on stage at a Turning Point USA conference over the hanging of an LGBTQ plus flag at the venue to mark Pride Month. And I'm bringing this up because I recently made some commentary on this show called The Chosen. Have you seen it? I saw a little bit of it. Where is it? Is it on Netflix? Wherever it is, I saw a little bit of it. It's pretty good. The Chosen. I am the chosen one. A little Trump shout out there. But it's about Jesus' life, right? Historical drama of the life of Christ. And there was some recent controversy similar to this situation, where a pride flag was spotted on the set during a behind-the-scenes interview of the actor who played Jesus in the show. Okay, and so that was an issue, and conservatives are like, "What?" Daily Wire, they were like, "What?" The Babylon Bee was like, "What? You guys are supposed to be conservatives or Christians," and they came out with a statement. They said, "Well, not everybody who's working on the set here is Christian, and we're here trying to put out the message. How about you guys don't pay attention to the messenger, because I'm paraphrasing the response here, but don't judge the messenger, because we're fallible creatures, okay? And we're trying to bring it, so just focus on the message, not the messenger." And I thought that was an interesting moment in Christian news, because it doesn't sound very Christian to rail against them and get mad at, "Oh, what's a pride flag doing there?" when it was a pretty it made sense, the explanation. Okay, different backgrounds working here, messenger from the message. But I don't think it's quite the same. I mean, it's not quite the same here. Although this is a flag that was put up by the hotel or the resort, and so the conservatives there's conservative backlash, MAGA fury at the resort. Charlie Kirk, the Action Group's founder and political commentator, railed against the flag being hung beside the Star-Spangled Banner. So I had my commentary on the show there, on The Chosen. But I don't know, these guys getting all militant over the pride flag all of a sudden. If you don't know about Turning Point USA, they're conservatives, right? They're conservatives. They're kind of a leading voice in universities and colleges around the country, kind of a youthful voice behind the movement. Although they've had some recent infighting and, well, maybe not infighting, but they've been, what's it called? Derided. Their credibility been tarnished maybe a little bit, because some more based individuals in the conservative movement don't like Turning Point USA for their support of gay stuff and pride. Maybe not so much pride, but gays for Trump or stuff like that. not having a hard stance against social issues such as that. Now, some say they've kind of switched their tune recently, being a little bit stronger on immigration after numerous calls of, being rhinos or affiliated in that sense. You follow me here? So that's kind of a little bit on Turning Point USA if you don't know them. And so them going hard stance over the pride flag is, it could be seen as a strong move, but it just seems to be divorced from logic here, okay? You're supposed to be these conservatives, maybe even these Christians, okay? And you don't like what's happening to the country. And you don't like this pride flag stuff. And you don't like this and that, okay? But where's the common sense here? You guys are having your event here at this resort, at the Gaylord Texan Resort, which I'm told has nothing to do with homosexuality. But it's the Gaylord Resort. You guys are telling the Gaylord Resort to take down the flag. I mean, I want real toughness. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that shouldn't be coming from me. It's like, Nick, really? You want real toughness? How about get tough? Do that first and then come to me and ask for toughness. Fair enough, okay? Apparition that I'm talking to, fair enough. But listen, kind of related to the earlier story here, RFK and the chemicals in the water, which I love, based, super based, bring it on. But listen, the real tough stuff is the love all people, work on yourself, have no hatred. These trannies are because these trannies are coming about. These transgender stuff is coming about because of how the generation before raised angry children. Oh, let's get real. You know what I'm saying? You follow me here? Kind of my little 2 cents on that. But as I continue my masterful segueing of the show, as I segue yet again, kind of pivot but not, it's still kind of pride themed here. Do we have a little bit of a white pill from the youngins? We just might. Call of Duty boycott. You heard of this? You heard of this? It's a Call of Duty boycott. Any Call of Duty? I'm saying it's a white pill because the youngins may be showing us that they're not into the pride stuff, but actually, now that I really think about it, all these Call of Duty boycotters are probably in the chat right now. So, bunch of gamers, Gaylord gamers. Whoa. Okay, calls for a boycott of a video game, Call of Duty, are growing on social media after its owner, Activision, withdrew in-game items relating to a notable player after he made a tweet critical of LGBTQ policies in schools. Bit of a jumble in that first opening statement there, Newsweek. But if I can break it down for you, these games, such as Call of Duty, you can pay money so that your in-game character looks a little cooler. Okay, you get some snazzy new threads, get the drip, or you get a snazzy new mask or whatever, so that you can look a little different in the game. Different from your default character, okay? You pay money. It's called a skin, in-game items, okay? And this one notable streamer, YouTuber, player named Nick Mercs. Shout out all the Nicks. What's up, Nick? Nick Mercs. He had a skin in the game that I'm describing, and he also commented on a video. He commented on Twitter about a mass brawl outside of a school board meeting in California. And this footage emerged of pro and anti-LGBTQ protesters fighting one another outside of a meeting at this school board district meeting thing. And responding to this Nick Mercs said, they should leave little children alone. That's the real issue. That's what this person said. Nick Mercs, talking about the whole LGBT thing. It's like, just leave them alone. Leave children out of the whole thing. And it ignited people. Some users agreed with Nick Mercs, but people are saying this is extremely hateful. Okay? In a live stream later the same week, Nick Mercs denied holding anti-LGBTQ beliefs. Okay, a little soft, but maybe maybe he really just doesn't have anti-LGBTQ beliefs. Noting that he and his wife had just had a child. Her and I agree that we want to be the ones to talk to our kids about things like that. So he's not even like that based. And they're going after him. Anyways, Call of Duty removed his skin after Activision, the company behind Call of Duty, removed his in-game items after calls in support. Anyways, there's a big boycott now. The kids are boycotting Call of Duty. They're saying they don't want to play. They uninstalled because this is wrong. No more woke stuff. I commented on that video recently too. Schools in Canada, the youngin, saying no more pride. I mean, bit of a white pill. Is it too early to tell? It seems like there's a growing rift and divide amongst the Zoomers, amongst the youngins. They don't. Some agree, some don't. Some are all in, some are not. And it doesn't seem so wishy-washy like with the millennials. Gray areas. People don't really want to say how they really feel. Yet with the Zoomers, and this is just impressions. I could be totally wrong. My impression is there is no middle ground, and it's like one or the other. The war generation, the generation that'll have the race war. Whoa, I'm just joking. That was a joke. Let's move on to what? Nothing else. That's the show. That's the show, y'all. Bit of a little bumbling mess a little bit there, but we brought it back. I do appreciate you being with me. Oh, dang. I'm moving a little too fast here. Let's end the show after I have a call. Mark, California. I apologize. Bit of a technical issues there during the show. Kind of forgot about the calls there. I got you on the air, though. Go ahead.
Thank you for taking the call, Nick. I just wondered if you realized or if you knew that Fox News is promoting the Gay Pride Month or whatever this is on their network. And I can't believe it. I mean, I kind of quit watching Fox after. Yeah,
you find that hard to believe?
Pardon me?
You find that hard to believe?
Well, a year ago I would have.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
I asked because I didn't grow up with Fox or anything like that, and the Fox I've known has always called Caitlyn Jenner, Bruce Jenner, has always called him a her, and then just kind of been ramping up as the years have gone by.
Well, they try to cover themselves by saying, well, we just don't want them to bother the children.
Right.
But that's just, what they say. They're promoting it. They're talking to homosexuals about how they came out. I mean, they're really
They have a whole,
evil.
I mean, it's not a secret. They literally celebrate Pride Month. Like they celebrate diversity. If you look up at foxnews.com and you look up LGBTQ Pride Month, they have a whole thing. It's America Together, celebrating diversity, LGBTQ plus Pride Month. And then they show a whole bunch of LGBT, what looks like presenters, the Whittington family. Look, they have a whole thing on this, so it's not a...
Well, my question would be, what do the conservatives at Fox say about this? Hannity, Laura Ingraham, that one blonde, I can't think of her name. She's on the morning show, and she claims to be a Christian.
Right.
She claims to be a born-again Christian, and she was the one on TV promoting this perversion.
Yeah, what do the conservatives at Fox think? But also I think even more poignant, what is conservatism? Like, what is the point of conservatism? What is it even, right? Because I've come to understand it's literally, to conserve stuff. And what are conservatives conserving if they're out there just agreeing with the Democrats of last year?
Well, yeah, and the fact that they fired Tucker, they've been attacking Trump, and now they're on with the homosexual agenda. They're not. I don't know if you watch them anymore. I never watch.
Watch what?
It's just that the other conservative network that I watch, all they've got on is this Trump thing. I love Trump, but it's all about this stupid, worthless trial in Florida, and there's really nothing else they're talking about. I won't watch Fox ever again. To me, they're CNN-like.
Dang, Fox. Bye-bye, Fox. But I somewhat agree because although they're not, they seem, they'll still present stuff a little bit better. It's not as bad. I think Fox, especially nowadays, Fox as a whole is emblematic, in my opinion, or indicative, or whatever nice word you want to use, of the conservative movement, or kind of like the establishment GOP movement as it is today, in the sense that it's capitulating, it's weak, and it's just kind of like soft Democrats. You know, they're just Democrats light.
Yeah, I'd really like to know what is going on in the mind of Sean Hannity. He plays big, tough, I love Trump conservative, and he's given in on these issues too. I guess he's afraid of losing his job, but I never had a lot of confidence
has it
in
really
him.
been like that? The fall of Hannity from grace? I mean, he was a known a big name in commentary and primetime television for conservatives for a while, no? I mean, I know Jesse
Well, he did.
had Jesse, knew him a little and stuff like that. So it really has been a change for Hannity as of late. Is that so?
Well, he won't even let Jesse on the show anymore. I don't know if
What
it's
the heck?
Hannity or Fox.
So true.
Yeah, they won't let Jesse on the show. But the thing is, I've been noticing Hannity even before they fired Tucker. He would have that woman on, and I can't think of her name, but she fills in for him sometimes, and she's an admitted lesbian. She's from California, and she's over there. She was over
Not
there
Laura
one of the
Ingraham.
last.
You're not talking about
No,
Laura.
not Laura Ingraham. This is a
No, she has a
substitute. I
husband.
forgot her name.
She has a
I
husband,
would
never
know her
mind.
name. Yeah, and
Tammy
No, but-
Bruce?
yeah, that's her.
Ah.
She's despicable.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, actually. Now that I see a picture of
Yeah,
her.
yeah, she's no good. She was one of the last
Why are
times
you
I ever had.
hating? I don't know anything about her. Is she really lesbos?
Well, she's an admitted lesbian.
Oh, for real?
She
No way.
praised. She said that she watches the drag show thing, this RuPaul Evil. That she's a regular viewer of that.
But she doesn't
believes in
agree.
hom-
But she doesn't agree with the. She doesn't want like all that, drag queen story hour stuff and all that, right? She's like sensible. I have to imagine she's at Fox.
Well, she says she enjoys watching RuPaul, and that's a drag show. And then the other thing,
and we
she
may
said
not
that
like RuPaul. We may not like the drag stuff, but right? I mean, she's not down with all that, is she? I'm
she's
trying
married
to
to a woman.
Oh, for real?
And yeah, she's married to a woman.
Gossip Central on Nick Stream right now. No, but I have to say on this topic though, I have to agree with the whole shamelessness and kind of eroding conservatism. It's like it's just a losing game, losing battle with morality and any kind of decency. So, it's one thing to be that and not want to put it out there, but it's another thing to be kind of shameless and call a wrong a right.
Yeah, but I mean, she's no good. She's not a conservative on anything.
Oh, for
She
real?
talked about how she was so happy that they passed the Civil Rights Bill in 1964. Why does she even have to say that?
She
It was
said
a
what?
bad piece of legislation. Pardon me?
She said what?
That she was so happy that they passed the Civil Rights Bill in 1964.
A lot of people are brainwashed about that.
Well, I know, but even Ronald Reagan called it a bad piece of legislation.
Oh, he did?
And
Reagan said
heck yeah.
the Civil Rights Act. I like that. The Civil Rights Act. He called that what?
a bad piece of legislation.
Really?
And Barry Goldwater, who ran for president in '64 when
He
it passed,
opposed the Civil
he
Rights Act of 1964, according to Wikipedia.
He did.
Yeah.
And that bill is what brought us to where we are today. Because of that
Fascinating.
60-year-old civil rights bill, that's why we are at today.
I didn't know
it
that.
was a bad piece of legislation. It was
Fascinating info.
unconstitutional.
But don't worry.
Pardon me?
Don't, yeah, fascinating info, man. Yeah, we turned off the TVs lately. I don't think it wasn't we didn't make a show it wasn't a conscious. I don't know if it was a conscious decision, but we used to have Fox here playing at the different TVs here, and lately it just hasn't been the same with Fox. The TVs remain off. It just hasn't been the same.
Newsmax.
And it wasn't too
Newsmax.
much of a big deal for me, but it's interesting to kind of hear it from you, who kind of grew up with this stuff, and
I used to love
you see it
Fox.
as a total surprise that Fox went like this.
Yes. Well,
Interesting.
after the lawsuit where they got sued by the voting machine thing,
Per
that,
Wikipedia. Oh, sorry. I'll let you finish your statement. My bad. Go ahead.
No, that's all. I was just going to say that after the lawsuit that they lost for all those millions or billions, whatever it was, that's when they fired Tucker, who had nothing to do with them saying that they rigged the elections, but yet they fired him anyway. And now they're going full liberal.
Yeah, per Wikipedia, Tammy Bruce said she's bi. Identifying as a lesbian is a choice, and it's apparently not apparent that she's married to anyone. Hake didn't see anything like that in the Wikipedia. Just to be a little accurate here with info. But thanks, Mark. I appreciate your call, man.
Thank you. God bless.
Yeah, take care. Moving the wheels. In fact, maybe even parking the wheels, because that's the show, y'all. That's everything I had prepared. Apologies for the technical issues and all that. We'll get it all fixed up, but we keep the show rolling. We keep going, right? We got to keep going. And we keep going tomorrow. Join me tomorrow for more American Anchor Baby at noon, as well as all the other shows on the network. It's happening. Oh, mama, it's really happening. Awesome. All right, take care, y'all. Appreciate you being with me. That's the show. Oh, before I do, because I think I snubbed a super chatter yesterday. I may be doing the same thing again today, being all distracted with technical stuff. But we kept the show going, right? No big deal. Super chats. What up, my knickers? I got a super chat here from Chris. Thank you for that, for your support. One I didn't read from a previous super chatter, Praise God 10 says, sorry for sabotage Nick stream with Shark Attack vid. My apologies, I didn't read your super chats. Thanks for the support, y'all. Let me make sure I didn't miss any over here on Streamlabs. All right, y'all. Peace. Thanks for the support. Take care.